Hello, my beautiful co-creators. Lilou here. I'm still actually in Malibu, in California, after interviewing Barnett Baines, and now I'm with you, Anamika. Yeah. What a delight to have just met you and have bumped randomly into you.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that, right? Everything is. Do you believe and teach that everything is governed by the universe and orchestrated in a pretty magical way?
Well, everything actually is something that we create from our deepest energetic. And whatever energy that we're literally in, it's like we wake up in the morning and create our entire universe. And it's so effortless in terms of the beautiful creation. Yeah. It's so effortless that we're not even usually aware that we are creating it. We get aware of the things that are challenging and problematic and you know, are difficult. But when it's all an energy, it's all a state of consciousness that creates.
And so everything that happens to us and everything that comes into a reality, we have created that. Yeah. So today so we were in a similar frequency, or what happened for us to meet and this really magically happening? Because what I've experienced today was phenomenal and not like nothing else.
Do you want to describe it a little bit? What happened for you?
It was really an immediate presence. So we had this circle. You had this circle of people here, and I just came in a room, met you, and as soon as you start just talking to us, and I don't know what happened or what you said, but it's just really immediately I was in my presence and being from the heart, being in the heart. The mind just, there's no chatter anymore.
It's such a wonderful experience.
It is.
I know.
And people look for a lifetime for this.
They do.
Into something else outside.
Right, they do. We actually have all of that inside of us. We have that limitless resource within us, and we're connected inside. It's whether you're aware of it or not. Everybody has it, and my story is kind of simple in that I was born with that connection, but aware of the connection. Like, I remember choosing to come to Earth. I remember creating a body. I remember incarnating. I remember conception. It's just, I have conscious recall of all of it, and was just born with a gift of being able to transmit that energy, which helps you and others open to that place in yourself. So it's just a gift of love that I pass on in order to help you find that limitless place inside of you, because most people spend their lives identified with their mind, which is only a very small portion of who we really are. And yet you are a vast, magnificent, limitless spirit, soul, heart. There's so much to you that's more than what a person is aware of at any moment. So people spend their lives either unaware that there's more to them, or looking for one singular moment of enlightenment, whereas we are constantly becoming more of who we are as a limitless, vast, eternal being, and we are constantly finding conscious contact with that. So my work is about helping people connect so that you're aware of connecting, and like you described, you walked into the room and there's a field. So what happens, the process is that when we gather in a room, I generate a field of resonance that's a unified field of energy that comes from the heart, and it holds people in that space so that you can go there in yourself. It kind of catalyzes it. Or like one example might be if you want to learn the drums, you go to somebody who's who's a drummer, and you entrain in their field. So I create a field in the room that helps people open into that space. That's the frequency that's hidden amidst everything else, but it's deeper than the mind. So you drop below the mind and actually have a conscious contact with who you really are, which is what you experienced.
Infinite.
The mind, yes, you are infinite, and the mind quiets and stills, and you find the truth of your being.
Yeah, and that feels really good.
Yeah, you feel good.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
And it's very natural and peaceful and effortless, really.
Effortless, limitless, peaceful. And this is why people don't need to work hard. It's really not working. It's allowing for your natural state of love and peace and creativity and abundance, and allowing that all to unfold. And when you're in that state, which is limitless, you're literally in a unified field of energy, rather than creating a feeling of separation or duality. You're literally in a resonant field of union, which has all of the qualities that you most want, like safety, security, peace, abundance. You literally have your needs met through the experience. It's not a mental thing. It's a very deep, powerful energy experience that you feel. Like you felt it. It's a palpable thing. And you feel yourself. So the field of energy that I generate is there to help you find more of you. And then from that you create.
From that you create.
Yeah, so you're creating from peace, from abundance, rather than working hard to manipulate or to manifest something, which takes a lot of energy to manifest. It's creation energy, which is different than manifestation, where literally creation occurs as a natural organic expression from this resonant field of consciousness. Creation occurs, and it will always be more beautiful, more optimal, more creative than whatever your mind could conjure up. So it meets your needs.
So are you saying that we shouldn't really speak out our needs or our goals and just allow a life to show us what's best for us and what will fulfill us the most?
Well, our needs are very real as humans. Like we have a need for love, for safety, for security, for abundance, but it's where those needs get met from. For example, if we try really hard to meet our needs from our mind, we're going to limit our ability to have those needs met. When you allow those needs to get met from this field of limitless, abundant, infinite, eternal energy, then they're met in an optimal way that's elegant and graceful and effortless, rather than through any kind of struggle or, wrangling. So it's how the needs get met, not whether they do.
And it was amazing to see this man just shine out. All of a sudden he shifted. And what happened there? What happens when you interact with somebody like that? That you feel their aura, their energy, because all of a sudden he lightened up, and he was, I shared, I felt like he was visible and more seducing than after this little shift.
Yes. Well, what happened is he was speaking to the group first from his mind. You saw that, and that he was speaking from an energy that was very constricted, and he was trying hard, and he was wrangling with himself. And he let that go, and he opened. And his breath changed, and he softened, and he relaxed. He opened into his limitless nature. And that limitless nature is attractive and compelling. Like when somebody's really coming from their limitless nature or their heart, you want to go. It's like a moth, you're like a moth to the flame. You're attracted and drawn to them. Whereas if somebody's coming from their mind and they're struggling, and it's not compelling. It feels very off-putting. Whereas when somebody's really, in their limitless nature, you're like, oh, I want to get close to you.
I want to.
Let's get close. It's a natural, attractive force. And you notice that when he let go of his mind and the push away, then suddenly he was open, and you were saying, I see this. I can feel this man's energy. Because all of us have a magnificent energy that's so much bigger and more vast than the part of us that we usually identify with and live from. So we live from a tiny little constricted thing. It would be like this. If I said to you, okay, Lilou, this is all I see. This is all that there is to me. Right. It's very little. And I wouldn't even be aware that there's more to me than this. And you'd be like, how do I find her in there? Whereas when you open up and literally live in an embodied state, not a mental place, but literally feel your cells vibrating with this resonant field of energy, then you literally are living from your most vast nature, and it attracts and creates as the most natural thing in the world. It's just effortless.
And is that what you call enlightenment?
Well, I don't, contrary to popular belief, I don't think there is one thing that's enlightenment. I feel that there's a process that's an ongoing discovery that is enlightening, and that is, we are constantly integrating. But I've never found one place that's called enlightenment, because again, that putting a place or a definition on it literally limits to what our thought of enlightenment is, which, how would I know what that thought is? Yet there's a feeling of constant opening, growing, and enlightening that's organic and that we're always deepening. The qualities of that are that we become more peaceful, we become more loving, loved, lovable. You know, we experience ourselves that way. In other words, our experience of ourself changes, and therefore what creates in our life changes from that state. But it's an ongoing process that I've never found a limit, I've never found an end, I've never found a place that you get to that now I've arrived and I'm there. I don't feel it works that way.
Yeah. What is a simple exercise that we could take on every day that would allow us to feel more of that each day?
Well, probably the most simple starting place is to find out whether you're actually allowing yourself to feel your own essential nature. And by feel, I mean we are energy bodies, we're energy beings, and we are literally an ocean of sensation. We are an ocean of energy that's constantly moving and changing. And when we allow ourselves to experience the ocean that we are, then we start to feel much more of our true nature. Whereas if we spend our time just thinking about everything, again, it's like this. It's a tiny little limited piece of who we are. So the first question might just be, do I allow myself to breathe and literally feel? Yeah. Feel my own energy. Yeah. So when you breathed like that and you started feeling, what happened to your energy flow?
It circulates.
Instantly circulated, right? And you felt it. So that was so simple. That was it right there. You start with, oh, I'm willing to be present with myself and meet myself in feeling and sensation, which can include emotion too. Yeah. But it's not that the mind is wrong, it's simply that the mind is a tool to be used in service of our deeper state of realness. And if the mind runs the show, then we run our lives based on something that's very limiting. And it's not very productive, and we end up in struggle. Whereas we've all had this experience when we follow what feels like the flow or the magic, right, of life. When we follow that, all is possible. So limitless possibility dwells in that state of unknown. And many people are afraid to go there because they think, oh my God, I'm out of control and there'll be chaos and I won't. People are so worried about losing control. But there's literally a place in us that is beyond control. Control is one stage of development. That's kind of like being 3 years old and you're graduating to 4 years old. It's a stage of development that at some point you literally transcend the need to think that you are in control or to try to be in control, where you allow for the shift of your own consciousness and you allow for the natural energy that's there to guide your life from that more limitless place. So that you're not trying to control it and lock it down and force it into a box where it can't be contained. If you try to contain something that's, vast and magnificent, you lock it in, it explodes the box, and then people go, see, chaos and limitless are dangerous because it exploded my box. Well, it's not that it's dangerous, it's that trying to control it always backfires. And control is a very important stage of development. However, to actually go to the luminous place and to live from deep peace and deep love, you do transcend thinking that you're in control or attempting to be in control, where you literally allow for a different experience that comes from a more multidimensional consciousness rather than the unidimensionality of I will take control of my life. And again, there's nothing wrong with control, but it's a stage of development that at some point we go beyond the developmental stage of control to the allowing of the vastness that is who we are at a much different level. So
what happens then when we're in 4th grade?
Well then...
Is there difference? Yes. Is there a 5th grade?
Yes. As many grades as you want. There's no end. It is a limitless journey.
What is it like to graduate like that? I guess the graduation then is very progressive and fast.
Yes. Well, there's a back and forth that goes on too. However, when you live from your more essential nature, you start to create from love instead of, for example, instead of looking for love, or instead of thinking a relationship is a thing that you have to get to meet your needs, You are in the process of relating. And when you're in the process of relating, you don't know the miracles that can happen when you're relating with you and another is relating with themselves. You share relating and something occurs. Like we're sitting here relating, we don't know what we're going to say. We haven't planned this. We haven't asked questions. You haven't written anything down. We don't know what's emerging between us or within us as we're being together. Because you're being present with you, I'm being present with me, and I'm relating with me and my own energy. You're relating with you, and we're something larger that's us is emerging in this relating. That's different than I need to have a relationship with you and here's how it needs to be. Then I would place all my demands and expectations on you for you to be a certain way to prove to me that I'm lovable and I'm good, and that would limit you and me. And it would be me trying to get you to meet my needs or me trying to meet your needs.
And it would be exhausting.
It's exhausting. And it takes away all the fun and all the spontaneity. Whereas true creation and true creating is in this moment of unknown where we're both present and available in ourselves and allowing for something beautiful to emerge. And here we are. And
so love, you said love. Love is the...
Yes. Love is this state of being. Love isn't what we think of as the normal thinking about romantic love, how we think of it, is usually more codependence than love, honestly. It's usually need fulfillment or the attempt to fulfill your needs or you fulfill mine. But real love is what's happening here. Like, do you feel love right now?
Yes.
Me too. See? And we just met.
Yes.
And yet we're in a field or a state of love, and you're not demanding or expecting something from me. I'm not needing something from you or expecting. We're just sharing. We're communicating.
We're marinating.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, going through all the cells. Woo!
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
you can feel it in your cells that you're steeping in a field of love. And it's not mushy-gushy. It's just real.
Yeah.
Right?
How amazing.
Yeah, but that's what's natural.
Yes.
It's so far beyond our training and our expectations. It's just the most natural thing.
And I think when we start tasting it, sometimes we push it away, but the more you experience it, the more it becomes a natural state.
Yes, it's a choice to make. And again, there's very important stages of development that we go through humanly. So you learn, one of the stages is to learn how to meet your own needs, like food and shelter. You learn, I can survive. Then you learn, oh, I can be in control. I can make this happen. At a certain stage, you let go of control and are willing to grow beyond that. And that's where the world is at this stage. We're growing beyond the division or the separation of borders, boundaries, countries. We're not going to be one unified whole, but we can live in a unified field, which means a field of peace and love that's already present. And yet people are starting to emerge into that field so that they can begin to live from, oh, we're taking back our power and we want to learn to communicate across boundaries and to end war. Because war comes from separation within each of us, and then we end up at war with each other. So the world is at a place of learning how to emerge into a state of love and peace. And it will take some time for that to filter down into everybody literally living at peace and in a state of harmony. Yet that energetic is what this whole shift of consciousness is about right now, is going from separation, going from powerlessness and disempowerment to going to a state of love and a state of unity consciousness.
So you came back for this moment? Are you excited?
Yeah, this is it.
It's exciting to be part of this shift.
Yeah, the shift is very beautiful, and it's what many people remember coming to Earth for. And here we are, and it's occurring, and there's a cellular remembrance of this place and growth. It's both, and it's not either or, like either I just go back to live what I remember coming here for, or not. It's, oh, I'm opening to what I've always most deeply wanted, that's been my heart's desire, and I'm growing in that. So it's both and, that in the new state there's always paradox, which means it's not either or, because that's duality. In paradox, it's both, and it's both you are remembering who you are, and in this moment you're living from the real Lilou, and in that remembrance and in that connection, that conscious connection, you're growing in it. So even in this moment, you're growing. And how do I know? How do you know? Do you know how you're growing? I mean, do you know that you are growing?
I'm expanding.
Yes. In this very moment, you are sitting here expanding. I can see your aura changing. I feel your energy changing, right? And you are literally becoming more of Lilou, and you're growing right this second. Isn't that beautiful?
Tell us one little last question about the truth. How can we feel truth? How does truth feels? How can we know that this is true?
Well, it's just that it's your own experience. It's whatever you feel is your own experience. Like right now, you're not having some mental idea, you're having a feeling, right? So that you can describe, correct?
Yeah.
So how would you describe your feeling right this second?
How I'm feeling?
Yeah.
I'm feeling limitless, connected to each and everything. I'm feeling like a universal being. I'm feeling joyful, peaceful.
Yeah. So you actually have a choice, which you might not know, that you have a choice to go there, to keep choosing that, because as you choose that, it will keep growing. You'll keep growing in it. Now, we always have a choice, but as we're growing along the journey, we're not quite always, we might be willing, but not always ready or able to actually make that choice. Now, you're at the point where you could choose this, couldn't you? You could just choose to keep choosing love as a state of being rather than, oh, I've got to go find love out there or get my needs filled out there. You can choose, oh, I want to feel that feeling again. And you can.
Yes.
It is a choice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was such a delight to have met you, Anamika.
Oh, Lilou,
thank
you.
So Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much love, my beautiful co-creators. And if you want to see more interviews, you can go on juicylivingtour.com. Bye.